our early history, Julius Caesar crossed the sea to this island off the northern coast of France. Then some other Romans came to treat us just the same, and they stayed a little longer just by chance. They came, they saw, they conquered everything that they could see, till they reached the river Humber, that noble estuary. But they'd burnt their boats behind them, not thinking it could be that the ancient Britons hadn't built a bridge. Will they ever bridge the Humber? Will they ever span it o'er? Is it always an exception to the rule? Is it such a privilege not to have a Humber Bridge, and to have to keep on going round by Goole? In 1,000 years or more there arrived on England's shore a noble duke who came from Normandy. Duke William was his name, and conqueror he became, for he conquered all the land that he could see. But one day he came up north, and there to his surprise, as he reached the river Humber, he was made to realize that while Romans could build straighter roads and walls of every size, they never tried to build a Humber Bridge. Will they ever bridge the Humber? Will they ever span it o'er? Is it always an exception to the rule? Is it such a privilege not to have a Humber Bridge, and to have to keep on going round by Goole? In the English Civil War, when they fought on Marston Moor, and the Royalists who were scattered far and wide, they disturbed the peaceful slumber of the quiet river Humber, but they knew that Hull was not a place to hide. For the city favoured Cromwell, and there they could not stay. They headed for the river to cross without delay, but on reaching Hessel foreshore, they found to their dismay no one had ever built a Humber Bridge. Will they ever bridge the Humber? Will they ever span it o'er? Is it always an exception to the rule? Is it such a privilege not to have a Humber Bridge, and to have to keep on going round by Goole? The year of 1966 found Harold Wilson in a fix, with his overall majority down to 2. He just couldn't face rejection at the Hull North by-election. Barbara Castle came to see what she could do. There is one thing I can promise, she assured us on that day, you'll get your Humber Bridge and there won't be much delay. But she forgot to mention that a squeeze was on the way, and still we're waiting for a Humber Bridge. Will they ever bridge the Humber? Will they ever span it o'er? Is it always an exception to the rule? Is it such a privilege not to have a Humber Bridge, and to have to keep on going round by Goole? Now they've built across the Severn, they've built across the Tay, and they've even spanned the mighty Firth of Forth. But an increase on this number, with a bridge across the Humber, appears to be more trouble than it's worth. Gas may flow in from the ocean, oil may spurt out from the sea. We could join the common market if the French would just say we. Then in Whitehall and in Westminster perhaps they'll start to see that at last we really need a Humber Bridge. Will they ever bridge the Humber? Will they ever span it o'er? Is it always an exception to the rule? Is it such a privilege not to have a Humber Bridge, and to have to keep on going round by Goole?